Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be tackling more questions about AI in music. Very much kind of the topic on everyone's lips at the moment. How scared should we all be? Are the robots coming to take us and our streams? Our precious, precious streams? Is there a place to work alongside AI in music? Can we all live in harmony? Or are we all just cooked? So I'm going to be talking about some of the new developments in the AI music landscape. And then I'm also going to be responding to some of the comments on my previous video, which has had a lot of activity and a lot of people and caused, a bit of debate and a bit of argument, frankly. So we'll start by doing a little bit of a roundup on what's happened recently in the AI music sort of cross-section landscape world, right? So there's been some big news recently. There's been a lot happening. So the most significant thing that I suppose happened recently was that UMG bought Udio, essentially. If you don't know what Udio is, Udio was one of the sort of main AI music development software platforms, right? It was one of the main ways that you made AI music. And for a long time, UMG and all the other major record labels were basically threatening to sue Udio. And then all of a sudden, UMG has a lovely change of heart and says, oh no, actually, now that we realize that we can buy you, we love it now. We're well into it now. So basically what they're going to do is UMG and Udio are going to launch a new platform in 2026, which will apparently sort of resemble a streaming platform like a Spotify. And the idea, I think, of how this would work would be that you would log in and you would say, play me something like Taylor Swift. And it would give you infinite versions of Taylor Swift-esque music, right? So we'll have to see in 2026 how that kind of shapes up. See what that looks like. Not objectively necessarily a bad thing, I don't think, because this could mean that there's a platform which is just kind of AI music and it has its own little world, which means it's then not taking space for real musicians on real streaming platforms which generate money. It has its own platform which is kind of over here. So, don't know. Yet to really tell if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing. But this obviously then led to record labels and rights holders and music industry bodies saying that they want consent, control, and compensation. So what this essentially means is that these record labels and music entities are not necessarily against things like Udio and UMG buying it and then, potentially doing all of this. But what they want is they want there to be a process whereby an AI has to get consent from a rights holder, i.e. an artist or a label, in order to train their model on their music, right? And then if they do, and there's money being made from that song, the AI version, the artist should be compensated. The artist should get paid for that. So just reading some quotes here from the UK's Council of Music Makers saying, music makers must grant explicit content before their recordings and songs are used in any AI licensing deal. Consent must be opt-in, not opt-out. And that's really, really important. When you're thinking of AI in music, opt-in and opt-out is crucial. Or AI in any capacity, right? Because anything that you have to opt out of basically means no regulation. Basically means you can do whatever the hell you want. But if you have to opt in, then that means that artists have to explicitly say, I'm okay with this. Because obviously they will make it hard to opt out. It won't be easy to opt out. Another piece of news is that Deezer, if you don't know who Deezer are, they are a streaming platform similar to Spotify or Apple Music. Not quite as big, quite big in Europe, particularly in France. They say that 50,000 AI music tracks are uploaded to their platform every single day. That's quite significant for Deezer, okay? And they say that this accounts for apparently 34% of all the music on their platform. 34% is all AI. And crucially as well, right? Deezer commissioned a survey where they asked 9,000 people to guess between two songs which was AI generated and which was a real musician, just to kind of, can you tell the difference type thing. It had a failure rate of 97%. 97% failed. Just couldn't tell the difference. Or not even couldn't tell the difference, got it wrong. So again, I find that pretty startling. 97% is a high number to get that wrong. But that just shows that we're now very much at a point, in fact, we passed this point a while ago, but we are clearly now at a point where sonically it's indistinguishable to most music fans out there, right? But we knew that. So you might have seen, if you've been watching my channel, or maybe you're watching this video because you watched my previous video, I posted another video about AI in music quite recently, and I talked about how I tried to make an AI record label and how difficult that was, and some of the things that were more tricky than I expected, and basically explained that it was quite difficult to make money from AI music, right? Thank you to everyone that's commented or engaged with that video. I will put a link to it below. So this next part, all I'm going to do is just answer some of your comments on that video, because some people got quite engaged, some people were quite animated, which I understand it's quite a contentious issue for some people, but a lot of people commented. I've just picked out 4 comments that I wanted to kind of address directly. So the first one from MIDI Minions 6580, where AI could really kick butt is by being a super musical curator. If you like this guy, then maybe you'll like this one too, or by prompts based on your preferences. Don't get who these tools are for. Most musicians make music because they love making music, and then there's some more stuff from his side, right? But the point he's making, which I find interesting, is that where AI could be really, really effective is as a recommendation tool, similar to like how Discover Weekly was at one point really, really effective, right? So the idea being that instead of recommending you artists who sound like X, you prompt it to make you something that sounds like Drake or Adele or Ed Sheeran, right? And I think that is what Udio's new platform will be. It will be a process whereby you say, I really like Fred again. Give me something similar to Fred again. And it will, instead of finding you similar artists, it will create one for you. And that is interesting. That's not necessarily even a bad thing. And it also means that there's endless creativity possible there. You can say, I like Fred again. Play me something that sounds like Fred again, but a little bit more mellow, right? So I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. That could be really, really interesting. It's just a case of how does Fred again get paid in that scenario. So the next comment. So obviously the video was about how you market an AI musician and how you can actually drive fans to listen to it. And Slick World said, so you build a brand, a persona, use tools that open up for content, and then interact in a digital space. It sounds easy when you say it, Slicker. Yeah, look, that's fine. Those are good steps that you would take, obviously. But the point I was trying to make in this video is not that it's not possible. It is possible. We've seen with people like the Velvet Sundown and I forget her name, Alicia something Monet. Anyway, there's been a couple of AI artists who have really cut through and had some engagement and whatnot, right? So I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm never saying it's not possible. All I'm saying is that I don't feel that we're quite at the point yet where we'll have AI artists who will have a moment online, on TikTok and on social media and on short form sort of content, because you can make catchy songs, you can market it, you can get a little bit something happening, and you will get people. Some people will get the odd one that really catches and has a viral moment, and all of a sudden people are using it in their videos and it's flying, right? But those are rare fish in a big lake. Okay, you can't keep doing that, right? And also, when that happens with an artist, I've worked with loads of artists that have gone viral and have viral tracks. I've had one of my own songs has gone viral, right? It's fine, it's good. There's a tail to it though, right? You have to be able to then follow it up. You have to be able to repeat the trick, right? And it only really has value if you then are able to grow a fan base off of it, right? So these AI artists who have their moment, it'll be great. You'll drive streams. Some people will make money from this. Some people will make money from creating little AI artists and driving streams on Spotify, and they'll have a couple of songs that will do well. Good for them. Fair play. But it won't. They'll have to keep repeating the trick again and again and again and again and again. And they'll have to keep repeating. Their only sort of source of revenue is streaming, right? Whereas a musician, if they have a viral moment, they can then capitalize on that by selling gigs, merch, all the other revenue streams that exist in the real world. So, yeah, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that it's not as simple as just posts on social media and your song will go viral, because it doesn't a lot of the time. The next one asks, so this actually refers to what I was just saying. You didn't mention Zanya Monet, the AI artist who landed a $3 million contract with the Hollywood media. The prediction is that more of these high dollar contracts of AI artists are coming in real time. Yeah, no doubt. Yes, of course. Like there are exceptions to the rule here. There are going to be some artists who have massive moments and, you know, have a bit of sort of a fan base and will have viral songs and will become a branding of themselves. Yeah, absolutely. But the video that I made was trying to kind of show people who might be thinking of doing the AI record label route and seeing it as a way to make money. It can make you money but it's not passive, right? Zanya Monet is the drop in the ocean, right? She's one of a handful of artists who's been able to make real revenue from this. My video was supposed to show that, like, this isn't easy money. It's no more easy than promoting a real artist. It's hard. It requires advertising. It requires contacts, network. It requires, you know, an understanding of digital marketing. It requires a lot of content creation, and it requires creating a brand, which is difficult, man. It's really, really difficult. So yeah, it's not to say that there aren't examples out there of people doing it. It's just saying, I'm just trying to show that it's not passive. It's not passive. And then Groove Junkie 2549 says, mate, we weren't making anything from our music anyway. We're not concerned about making no money because that's already the case. We're concerned about the inevitable devaluation of our craft. Yeah, I can understand that. The only thing I would say is that I don't think it's necessarily AI music that is coming in and doing that. I think the value of recorded music has been sort of commodified and lowered in value over a period of time anyway. And Spotify is the main bad guy in this, really, because they dominate the market, essentially. That said, the other streaming platforms do pay slightly better. I mean, SoundCloud has just announced really, really good royalty rates for its artists. I know artists that engage with Bandcamp could do quite well. I don't think that comment's wrong, but I don't think it's necessarily... I feel like the horse was bolted way before the AI music explosion, if you see what I mean. So yeah, those are just some of the comments that I kind of wanted to bring up from that previous video. Yeah, comment below if you've got any kind of thoughts on any of that. It's a bit of an information overload, this. There's so much happening. And by the way, I should apologize if I'm looking at my screen a bit. But if you have any thoughts or just any kind of wider opinions on this or kind of thoughts on where this might be going, I'm not yet at the point of being terrified, right? Because ultimately, people will not... I don't believe... While there's a human element in all of this, which there is, it's humans that have to consume this. It's humans that stream it. It's humans that pay for all of this, right? Whilst there is a human element in it, then I don't think AI can entirely take over the music streaming space. It will take some chunks of the music industry, like the passive listening spaces, maybe the kind of background music, royalty-free music, stuff like that. So people will lose money, and that is sad. But I'm not so worried about the Zanya Monets and the Velvet Sundown type people, because they are once in a blue moon type situations. So yeah, comment below. Let me know your thoughts.